doing flat bench, 6 reps of 185 pounds. First time in my life I've ever done it. I had to get some spotting for my wife, but it's all good. I want to say thank you to gym guys, specifically to Leroy Huggins, to Ryan, to Giovanna, for helping me out over the last 3 months get to this point. If you're considering personal trainers, gym guys is the way to go. They are awesome.
And we are live with a lot to do tonight, boys. A lot to do. K&K Sports Show. Kurt Valenti, Kenny Kirkpatrick, and Mr. Alabama, Edward Siciliano. Sis, what's going on, my friend?
Not much. Still taking a few of my friends.
All right. Mr. Kirkpatrick, how are you?
I'm doing good, especially in fantasy football, because I beat Mr. Valenti twice already this year.
You beat me now. I'll get you postseason, my friend. I want to get to a couple comments before I get opening statements. Coach Breslin, what's up, guys? Looking forward to a great show. Our great friend Amari, yo, what's up, fellas? What's going on, Amari? Jeremy Osworth, what's up, y'all? What's going on? D Fountain saying greetings. I want to give a shout out, Kenny, real quick to our sponsors, DMK Apparel with Coach Breslin. Awesome designs. Coach Sis has the shirt on. Coach Sis, can you show the cameras the shirt? There it is, the K&K Sports
and here's
Show
another
shirt.
style.
There's another one. I was rocking the same red shirt last night on All In. By the way, we had a great show on All In last night. Want to thank all our guests. Also, so DMK, we got the gym guys with Leroy Huggins and group. Little personal training. They do an awesome job. And obviously, Kimber's Tots. We saw the intro. We're going to be working on more sponsors. I want to give a shout out to, again, everybody who was on our show last night, or everyone who wanted to comment. Mark Calderio saying, hey guys, what is up, man? Wish you were going tomorrow. Yeah, Mark, I cannot go tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Hall of Fame. Kenny, by the way. But
I got to give a shout out to a new sponsor we have. Be sending a little ad for you guys. HB Gun for sunburn, mosquito bites, all natural, vinegar-based spray. Amazing. It works on the mosquito bites like no tomorrow. Itch goes away instantly. Want to thank, Itch Be Gone. I want to thank them. And they'll be joining the K&K show sponsor party there.
All right, and listen, Coach Breslin saying great show last night. Coach Breslin saying likes the color, Kenny, and Amari saying he needs some of this gear. So you know what? We got to get him on the horn. We got to get another order out, Coach Breslin.
We'll
Kenny.
get another order out. We got Christmas coming up, but we'll get some Christmas presents out there.
Let's go. All right, so let's do this, Kenny, real quick. Let's do 30 seconds or less, an opening statement. Could be about anything in professional sports. 30 seconds opening statement. Go ahead.
30 seconds opening statement. Excited for this week in football. We're going to get to our friend Paul Rosen in a bit, but our Giants are in a must-win situation. And in 10 seconds less, a little nervous about the Yankees. We're going to get into a little baseball later on in the show, but I'm a little nervous about the Yankees even making the postseason, and that wasn't like that a month ago. So those are my two opening statements in 30 seconds.
Coach Breslin is saying trying to make it embroidered if possible for the gear. Mark saying he needs mine, buddy, and reward that. I do owe Mark. Mark does have a T-shirt. Mark, you know what? Tomorrow night I may have time. I may be in Garfield at some point tomorrow night. So let's try to meet up tomorrow, and I'll get you your stuff tomorrow. Sis, 30 seconds or less, opening statement about anything.
Yep, I'm waiting to see the real Alabama team Saturday. Little concerned about the Yankees. A lot to talk about tonight on what's on my mind as far as Boone goes and the Yankees, and looking forward to a great show.
All right, sis, mine real quick. Broncos 2-0. I'm ecstatic. We got the Jets this week coming home. We better be 3-0. And I will say this, sis, because we were texting a little bit about Saturday night.
Right.
Listen, I never say losing's a good thing, obviously. And hey, tip of the hat to Marty. Penn State, we'll get into it when I do my top four. But I was ultra proud of my Auburn Tigers going into that environment on Saturday night and going toe-to-toe with a really good Penn State team in their building, in a whiteout. And I'm telling you, Auburn can play with anybody in the country. They got maybe the best backfield in the country. Sis, we'll talk about it later. Definitely play calling was not good on that fourth down. We know the ball should have been in Bigsby's hands, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Mark saying Mets are down 1-0. Jeremy saying the Eagles will beat Dallas on Monday night. So let's get some quick hitters, all right?
Let's do some quick hitters. And then we got a little NFL, and our buddy Paul Rosen will be joining us at 8:30 for Giants.
Okay.
And then that'll be the first half hour of the show, and we'll go from there.
All right, here we go. Quickly, one-word answers. I will start with Sis. Did the Bears make, two-part question, part one. Did the Bears make the right move today by starting Justin Fields this week? Sis, yes or no?
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes, but when you're done, I got to make a statement.
Number two, Sis, will he now be
Well, my statement was Dalton's hurt. That's why Fields.
Let me get to my part two. My part two, Sis, is will Justin Fields now be the quarterback for the rest of the season?
Absolutely.
I 1,000% agree with you. Kenny, what about you?
I don't 1,000% agree with you guys. He'll be the quarterback because the coach is on the hot seat.
Okay. Coach Breslin saying Dallas. Me and Coach Breslin are like mano a mano on this one. And I'm talking about this in NFL. Dallas finally is starting to get it. They ran the ball plenty of times. If they get it, they will be the team to beat in the East. Coach Breslin, I hope you stay on because I'll tell you the text I read to Beelan the other day. If Dallas plays like this, they can win the NFC. They finally smart what they did. Finally. Okay. Number two, Sis, were Yankee fans wrong for booing Garrett Cole in his last start?
Definitely.
Kenny.
100%.
Okay.
Agree with Sis. Yeah, I agree with Sis 100%.
Kenny, Ben Simmons said today he will not report and he will never play for the Philadelphia 76ers again. Do you think he will stick with that?
Unfortunately, yes.
Sis.
He's a crybaby.
Coach Jeremy saying Nick Foles is Chicago's best bet. Beelan saying I might have to hop on shit later. Coach Beelan saying
Here we
hello,
go.
fellas, go Bulldogs. He's gonna come up for NFL. If he wants to come on, Kenny, we'll get him. All right, second part of that question, Kenny. If you were the Nets, would you rather have Kyrie Irving or Ben Simmons?
I can't believe I'm saying this. Kyrie Irving.
Sis, Kyrie Irving or Ben Simmons?
Kyrie Irving, easy.
I think Kyrie's the better player, but if you could take Harden with Simmons and KD, I think that's a better team than Kyrie, Harden, and KD. He does a lot of stuff. Jeremy saying Ben Simmons will stick with his answer. Coach Breslin, I think he will stick with his answer as well. Okay, 1 to 10, Kenny. 1 to 10, with 10 being the most. How nervous was Sis during the Bama and Florida game in the fourth quarter?
9.8.
I'm going to say he was probably an 8. I'll say an 8. What about you, Sis? 1 to 10. Be honest.
I'm being honest. I'm going to say about a 6.5. To
Okay.
be honest with you.
That's pretty high for
Oh,
you.
that's some nervous. That's realistic answer. I was joking
guys
around
all-
with the 9.8. I would have went with like an
Bama, I
8.
get it. It's all good. It's okay.
That's an honest answer. I respect that.
Mark
You
is
guys
saying an 8 or a 9. Mark is saying an 8 or a 9. Coach Breslin saying he'd rather have Ben Simmons. They have a scorer in Durant and Harden. I don't like Irving. I totally agree with him. I am on board with him. All right. Sis, Tua got hurt again. Is there a chance that he's just right now in Miami's eyes, he's not the future? Have they made that decision right now? He's not their quarterback of the future.
Again, it's hard to say because physically he's hurt. So that's a hard question to answer. I mean, obviously, if you're hurt and you can't play, that's a big issue. So that's my answer.
Kenny.
I think he could be their future, but it's hard to say, like I said, because they had nothing when he did get hurt. They lost 35 with nothing. And so Tua may be their answer for the future if he could stay healthy.
Okay. Sis, I got to start with you on this, and then we're gonna put Kenny a lie detector test on Kenny to see if he's honest, Sis. Okay.
Right.
Over under. Kenny bench press right now tonight, 100 pounds. Over or under?
I'm going to say over.
Okay. Kenny, be honest. 100 pounds right now. Can you bench press it?
It might be a push.
Might be a push.
Oh, he needs a spot. That's cool.
Kenny, Mark is saying LOL over. So he's laughing, but he's going with
I
the
like the confidence in me. I like
Jeremy's saying he should be able to do the over. I'm going to go over with you too, Kenny. I'm going over with you too.
I appreciate it.
Eddie's just went LOL. He didn't even give away what it was. He just said LOL. All right. Kenny, is Penn, what you saw, if you guys watched the game Saturday night, Penn State, is the Penn State whiteout the best crowd venue in college football?
Top 3 by far. I'd have to go back and think about it, but definitely top 3.
Sis, is that the best venue you saw that whiteout
No.
Saturday night?
Not at all. I agree with Kenny. Top 3 or 4.
Ooh, see, you know what? I'm going to be honest. They ran on that field. That place was, I don't know, man. I don't know what
Now,
tops that. Virginia
Can
Tech?
I ask something
Sure.
real quick? I think they made a mistake by having that whiteout against an SEC opponent. Have it against Ohio State or Michigan. Why have the whiteout against Auburn when you got your home field advantage?
Well,
I
they
think
can have
they
another
blew it.
white. Why can't they do it again?
They can have another one, but it's not going to be, I don't know. That's just me.
Okay, Mark saying
Let
top
that build
5.
up throughout the season. You're 7-0, and then you're playing Michigan.
I know,
That's
I
where you
know.
have the whiteout.
No, it's a real good point. Mark's saying it's definitely top 5. Eddie Murphy's saying that Kenny will need some of Sis's Gatorade to do the 100 pounds.
There they go. There they go, sis.
All right, Sis,
You guys have to understand this real quick. It's the same thing like with the Alabama game. They put the players in the right positions. Penn State, same thing. Did Auburn put their players in the right positions? Yeah. I think the crowd has a little bit to do with it. I don't care where these games are, but in my opinion, and I'll cut it short, the bottom line is if you put the players in the positions, they have to make the plays. Thank you.
Right, but I'm just saying that crowd. Listen. My father is always. Come on, Sis. We used to argue. We argue all the time. We still argue about it with the home field doesn't mean it. Listen, you're going to that crowd. First off, on offense, you're doing silent counts. You're not audible in as much. Listen, Peyton Manning's one of the best quarterbacks of all time, right? All that stuff he did. I mean, Briggsy used to hate it, but all that stuff he did on the road, it was a different animal. You can't do it. It's just, I'm sorry. It's just the defense is more fired up from that crowd. It matters.
No, I'm not debating that. All I'm saying is I would say it helps a little bit, but it's not 50-50 home field advantage.
No. Okay.
No.
Sis, I'll start with you on this. And Coach Breslin brought it up. If the Dallas Cowboys play like they did Sunday, and I mean game plan, and that's how they play. Running the ball, take the ball out of Dak's hands. Dak, you're going to manage the game. We're going to run. When they bring that safety now, it's 8 in the box. Now we're going to go over the top. We're not going to come out 5 wide and throw it 50 times because he can't do it. We're going to throw him 27. We're going to run it 32. We take our poorest defense, and the defense stays on the sideline. Why? Because we're eating up clock, running the ball. Play action, Dak, hit a little tight end in the flat. If they play like that, and that's their game plan going forward, Sis, okay, will they contend not only in the NFC East, will they be contenders in the NFC? Because my answer is yes. Sis.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. I didn't watch the game, but real quick, I understand the Chargers made a ton of mistakes, and they had like 3 or 4 personal fouls called against them. So that all factors into a game. I'm not that high on Dallas, though.
Okay.
I'm not.
Kenny, my question again.
I'm sorry. I got the question.
Okay.
I did watch the game real quick because it was on down here. The Chargers gave them that game, and the refs, not sour grapes, because I'm not a Cowboy fan. I dislike the Cowboys, but not sour grapes. The refs handed them the game at the end there. That being said, no, I disagree with you, Kurt. Can they win the NFC East? Yes, absolutely. Contend for the NFC? No. Why? Coach Breslin will answer that. The big D, no defense. Until they have a defense, they're not going to contend anywhere.
But you protect your defense by running the ball.
I agree with that. But
listen, their defense didn't miraculously get better in 6 days and only gave up 14 points. They weren't on the field. They controlled how much of the clock. So
again, I was just said they had bad penalties, the Chargers. They beat themselves.
Okay, a couple more comments. Coach Breslin saying if they do that, they can win the NFC East. Jeremy, I think Eagles has too good of a defense for Dallas to be able to beat them. Coach Breslin is agreeing with me. Yes, I would agree. Scott Cole, check him out on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report. Dallas will win the NFC East with that, and I agree they can contend in the NFC. Prescott wants a Tampa rematch. Jeremy saying Eagles can contend and win the NFC. And here's my last one, and I'm going to start this with Kenny. Okay? And I want the audience to answer this one. I'm going to read every answer because this is important because I know how big of wrestling fans you two guys are, especially Sis.
Oh yeah.
If you had to have me do one of these wrestling moves to you, which one would you choose? Number 1, I hit you in the back with a steel chair. Number 2, I throw you through a table. Number 3, I throw you off of a steel cage. Which one would you pick if you had to let me do this?
Me, I'm not doing the table because I'm not a Bills fan. We're not Bills Mafia here. 2, I don't want the steel chair. That's kind of boring. So I'm going to start something new. So you can throw me off the steel cage into a crowd of Giant fans, we'll say. There we go.
All right, Jeremy's saying throw off a steel cage. Scott's saying a chair. Says, what about you? I have to do one of these to you. You want me to hit you with a steel chair? Throw you through a table or throw you off of a steel cage?
Hit me with a steel chair because I'll shake it right off.
There we go.
We got to get video. Swanton dive. I can see Kurt doing. Eddie Murphy saying. That's my quick hitters for the night, Kenny.
All right. So we're doing okay on time. We may be running about 5 minutes behind. We got Paul in the waiting room. We're going to get to him in about 15 minutes, Paul.
Okay.
So please bear with us.
By the way, Amari's staying steel chair too.
Yep. Let's do a little NFL Week 2 review. And what I got in this week's review, guys, is Week 2. Week 1 we had some upsets, and Week 2, some nice bounce back wins for some of these teams.
Wait, Kenny, I got to interrupt you one more time because we always interrupt you when it's the women. Luby Rosen is saying, just saying hi, sports people. Enjoy your cool show. So I have to cut you off for Luby.
Thank you, Luby. So here's what I got for this week in NFL Review Week 2. Week 1, we had some big upsets. So out of these teams, and I'll start with Kurt. Out of these teams, I got 6 of them listed. Bills bounced back with a 35-0 win against the Dolphins. Ravens bounced back. Nice Monday night win against the Chiefs, 36-35, after losing to the Raiders on opening night. Packers, we all know what happened to them against the Saints, 38-3. They bounced back nice against the Lions, 35-17. Patriots, heartbreaking loss. Week 1, they bounced back against the Jets, 25-6. Cowboys, you just mentioned, they lost in Week 1 against the Bucs in a hard-fought game, and then they fought back and came and beat the Chargers, 20-17. And the Titans pulled out a 3-point victory down there in Seattle, 33-30. Out of those teams, Kurt, who is, in your opinion, on the top of the list that's going to make a big run now? They had their setback in Week 1. Who can go now? Like, let's say after 6 games can be 5-1. Like, who can go on a nice little 5-game win streak here? Not even looking at their schedules, because I don't have schedules in front of me. Just by their performance, who do you like? I can tell you who they got this week. The Bills got the who the Bills got? Bills got the Washington football team. The Ravens got the Lions. The Packers got 49ers. Patriots have Saints. Cowboys got the Eagles, and the Titans got the Colts. Who's bouncing back with another big? Who's going to have the biggest win again this week?
All right, well, a couple comments real quick. Jeremy saying Week 2, Rams coach needs to learn how to use Deshaun Jackson. If not, they could struggle. Jackson is their fastest player. Scott Cole is saying Green Bay hands down. Week 1 was a fluke. Jeremy saying I agree. Green Bay will be 5-1. I want to say Green Bay, but the only thing is I do not like the matchup this week at San Francisco. Every time, the last 2 times they've gone to San Francisco, they've given up something like 230 yards on the ground. I don't know if their defense can hold in San Francisco. And you know what Shanahan's going to do is run it right down their throat. And I do not believe in that defense over there. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's going to give them a shot to win. But I'm going to say the most impressive team, and that's going to go on a run, is Buffalo. You know, they went into Miami, Tua, no Tua, whatever, and just really showed, hey, we could be an AFC contender. So I'm going to say Buffalo. If Green Bay, if Green Bay wasn't playing the Niners, and I'm getting a couple of things. Niners have a tough defense. Scott's saying 49ers have injury running back questions, and Kittle hasn't even gotten warm yet. Great point. But it's plug and play with Shanahan. I want to see him do it Sunday night because they have not beaten San Francisco in that building. But I will say Buffalo.
I'm going to double down with that, Kurt. So I'm not even going to. I'm going to agree with you 100%. I'm not going to even add anything. You hit it all on the button there. I'm agreeing with you with Buffalo. How about you, Sis? Who do you think is going to best chance here of being 5-1 after their week 1 loss?
Nobody. From what I've seen, Kansas City getting beat by the Ravens, I called that. I think it's a pretty even playing field, and I don't think anybody's gonna run 5 off in a row. This year, so far, I know it's early. I think it's totally up for grabs. That's my opinion.
Okay. I got this now for next. I got back to reality, Kurt. These 5 teams won in week 1, and then they lost last week. Now I'm going to ask you this a little differently. I'm going to give you the team, and you tell me if it's back to reality or are they going to get back to winning ways. Eagles in week 1 crushed the Falcons. Last week, they lost to the Niners. Hard fought. They lost 17-11. Back to reality for the Eagles against the Cowboys, or are you going to bounce back with a win?
I don't like them at all this week. I listen. I am so high on Dallas. If they play the way they did, I'm going to say back to reality.
Back to reality. I'm going to agree with you. Insist. Back to reality for the Eagles. Your friend
they're going to beat Dallas.
Watch what you say over there.
They're going to beat Dallas.
Okay, good. Go back, Sis, on this one. Steelers, week 1, upset the Bills. Last week, they lost to the Raiders. Back to reality this week with the Bengals coming to town, or did they go back to winning ways?
Winning ways.
Sure.
Return the belt, by the way, is picking the 49ers over the Packers. He's getting into that discussion. Jeremy's saying my Eagles will beat Dallas. I'm going to say that they beat the Bengals, so back to winning ways.
Watch the quarterback situation there, though. Watch the quarterback situation.
Defense.
But I agree.
Defense.
I think the defense will come up big, and I think they continue winning ways. Texans. They beat the Jaguars week 1. Played well against the Browns, 31-21. Now they get the Panthers on Thursday night. Back to reality for them with no Tyrod Taylor, or they get back to winning ways?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Back to reality. Carolina beats them again. By the way, real quick, Amari's saying he wants to say it in the Stephen A. Smith voice. Dallas is an accident waiting to happen. LOL. Return the belt is picking the Eagles, and there he is, the boss, Bobby Blackjack, already because he's 2-0. Kenny saying greetings from the K&K Fantasy League's #1 team.
Bobby, you need to come on our friend Scott's fantasy football show there, Rocky Mountain, and hang out over there. You want to? He's bragging. He's 2-0, so you know.
Hey,
he's 2-0.
He could brag. I'm 0-2, so I can't say nothing.
I'm 2-0 in our other league, but I'm not bragging. It's too early. Texans is easy. How about this one, Sis? The Saints. They 38-3 against the Packers, and then lose last week 26-7 against the Panthers. Now they go play Mr. Belichick. Are they going to get back to winning ways, or are they falling back down to reality?
They're back in reality. Jameis Winston, it's over.
And Kurt.
Back to reality. Jameis Winston against Bill Belichick on the road. No way.
My last thing on the week 2 recap, and then we're going to bring our friend Paul in to talk Giants. We haven't done any Giants yet. Kurt, your surprise team so far this year?
Panthers.
I'm going to go Raiders. Raiders are really surprising me. They played two tough teams in the Ravens and Steelers on the road. You know, they had the Ravens at home, but then they go to Pittsburgh and beat Pittsburgh. That's impressive start. Sis, who's your surprise team so far this year?
The Ravens.
I like it. And I'm going to come right back to you, sis, for a disappointing team this year.
Right now, Washington Redskins.
I like it. Even though they're 1-1, I like it because we had them beat last week. We did.
Yep.
I don't want to say Giants because Paul coming in, that would be an obvious one. Kurt, you got one?
Yep, the Vikings. How did the guy miss the field goal? They're a mess.
Go on.
I don't know how, what's his name? The head, is it Zimmer? This Mike Zimmer? Come on. I mean, come on.
Well, I'm going to give you my disappointing team is the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes, good one. By the way, Bobby's saying, got to send you the new branding logos. Yes, please send them. I'll get them right up. And by the way, Kenny, our sis left, but I was showing you before. Bobby's got on the Bobby's network, he's got the sports, like a whole new sports wagering channel. He's got a little.
Oh, you had to get some water.
Kenny, sis, Bobby's going to be starting a horse racing show. I could definitely see on that horse racing show. Paco Lopez, sis.
That being said, Kurt, I'm going to bring in our good friend Paul Rosen for our weekly Rosen's Roundtable with the New York Giants talk.
Okay.
There's our good friend Paul Rosen. How you doing, Paul?
All right. How are you guys?
There he is.
What's up, Paul? How are you?
All right. All right.
Thank you for coming on. Weekly segment here, Rosen's Roundtable, the New York Giants weekly discussion. And the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. Kurt, first of all, congratulations to you 2-0 Broncos. I have to give you all the kudos.
Let's keep it going, baby. Let's keep it going.
It's
been a long time, Paul. It's been a long time since 2-0.
I know, and I think with the Jets coming in, I think you guys look good. 3-0, first game at home. So I finally calmed down a week later, okay? And I just want to say that I have a saying. All good teams find ways to win. All bad teams find ways to lose. And right now, I think the Giants are a very bad team.
I agree.
Yeah, with everything that happened last week between the bad D, the drop touchdown, the touchdown callback, the penalties, the poor coaching, and we'll get to that in a little bit. With everything that happened, they still had a chance to win this game. And I want to begin with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left when James Bradbury, who was burned the whole game by Terry McLaurin, steps in and makes an unbelievable interception. So now we have the ball with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left. And what do? 2 runs, an incomplete pass. We kick the field goal. We give the ball right back to Washington with 2 minutes left. Sis, Kenny, what would you have done in that situation, in your opinion? What would you have done at that point?
You want to go first, sis? You want me to go?
No, you can go first because off the top of my head, Garrett's not very creative, but go right ahead, Kenny.
I would have definitely went for it. I wouldn't have did 2 runs and then throw on 3rd down. I would have thrown on 2nd down, open it up. I mean, Daniel Jones, roll him out, run Daniel Jones. I mean, he had 100 yards, 5 yards minus 100. He had 95 yards rushing.
Yeah.
He had the Washington defense on the ropes the whole game, and then you get conservative at the end with 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's terrible. terrible coaching. I know that's part of your segment later, so I'll get into that later. But
Yeah.
I would have done it differently for sure. I would have opened it up.
You know, I'm sitting there writing notes, and I wrote in big bold letters. I said, "So conservative to play for only a field goal." I wrote, "Only up by 2 points. You must go for a touchdown." And I'll get into that right now. And here's why I think they had to go for a touchdown. If they were tied 27-27 and they kick a field goal, okay. So at worst, you hand the ball back to Washington. It's a tie game with 2 minutes left. Even if they bring the ball down the field and kick a field goal, you're tied and you go into overtime. But that field goal by the Giants, you're only up by 2 points. You're still giving them an opportunity to come down the field and win the game. If they had gone for a touchdown and say they went for the 2-point conversion, which they would have had to have done, now you're up by 7 points. Even if they come down and drive the ball down the field and score, they tie the game up, it goes into overtime. So the Giants coaching staff didn't understand, in my opinion, the philosophy of trying to go for a touchdown. At worst, even if you play take time off the clock and you kick the field goal with 30 seconds or 20 seconds, pick a small amount of time, at least then you're not giving the ball back to them with a lot of time, and chances are they use that time out. So in my opinion, they blew that in the coaching situation. The other thing is, there was at no time in the game where the Giants defense, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, stopped Washington at all. Why did Joe Judge think with 2 minutes left that was going to happen? So that was another frustration part of my feeling about the game. In any event, let me ask you guys, why we saw the defense. Last year, the defense was top 10. Give me your opinion, guys, why you think the defense has turned around and have been so bad the first 2 games. Sis?
Well, before I even touch that, you brought up a great point about 10 minutes ago. The good teams know, or they know how to find a way to win, and the bad teams find a way to lose. And I think right now that's exactly what's going on with the Giants. Now, getting back to the game, no little short passes to anybody out of the backfield, no slants. When you play conservative and you play to lose, you're going to lose. Defensively, I think Blackberry, they're lining up wrong. It looks like a ball of confusion to me watching it on TV. That's just my take on it.
Kenny, what do you think about that?
Very similar to Sis's response. I think the coaching, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the coaching. I don't, maybe blitz a little more on defense. You're supposed to have a good secondary, so throw a little corner blitz in there every once in a while, or a safety blitz. Secondary is supposed to be your strength. I do like what I see out of our rookie Ujari. He's got 2 sacks already, 1 each game.
Right.
But then you don't hear from him the rest of the game. It's like,
exactly.
I don't know. I don't know if Graham's playing more conservative than he did last year, or what it is right now, because we didn't face Terry McLaurin's good, but who else does Washington have to throw the ball to that we're going to get beat like that by Tyler Heineke?
Yeah.
And then on week 1, as good as Kurt's Broncos are playing, you had Judy and Sutton, but I feel we should have had a better chance to pressure them more there. So we'll see what happens this week against Matt Ryan. They better win. It's going to be a long season if we don't win Sunday.
Yeah.
But, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I agree with Sis. I think they need to be more aggressive on defense.
They told us we needed a second quarterback opposite Bradbury. We got Torrey Jackson, who was supposed to be this great player. And yet, adding him, it seems like the defense now has become a soft zone as opposed to playing press man to man. Have you been seeing that in the 2 games so far?
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. What was the Dory Jackson, right? Was the question?
Right. It seems like they're playing more of a soft zone as
More of a
opposed.
soft zone, and I'm not sure why, because I think like we saw James Bradbury was getting beat like Seb from McLaurin, but then he got aggressive. He made that interception. I think Odori Jackson could be the same type of player, so it should be more of a press type of coverage instead of soft zone. Man to man, press at the front, bump and run. That's the defense that they should be running.
They're not playing an
zone.
attacking defense. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
They're not playing an attacking defense.
Yeah, and after last year's defensive upgrade, you would think that with the additions that they had, they would be playing more. So I'm
Absolutely. I agree.
understanding that. All right, let's go to the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there was some good that came out of this game. Sis, why don't you give me your good, bad, and ugly in the game?
I thought Daniel Jones managed the game pretty good. I think the bad, again, the play calling to me is terrible. Again, nothing against Garrett personally. He's got no imagination, man, how to open it up and, try to confuse different defenses. And lastly, I agree with Kenny said 100%. If they lose to Atlanta this week rather, they might win 5 games. They might.
Would you say Sunday's game is a must-win?
No, because it's every week. It's the same thing. Don't get me wrong. Matty Ice can still play, man. That's not a cakewalk in the park against Atlanta.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear what a game is. Yep, absolutely.
Kenny, what was your good, bad, and ugly?
My good, and I got to see it for a few weeks before I start believing it, was Daniel Jones. Use his legs, 95 yards rushing. It's that type of league, of running quarterbacks league these days. Let him use his legs. We don't have it'll open up the run game, that's for sure. His pass efficiency is he was managing, just like Sis said. He was very consistent, throwing the ball lived up to his name, Danny Dimes. I want to see it for the next 2-3 weeks before I start believing in it, but that was my good. My bad was Giants defense as a whole, minus the Bradbury interception. Defense, you got a backup quarterback, Tyler Heineke. You can't let Washington pass down your throat like that when you're supposed to have a strong secondary. And the ugly was the coaching. Hands down, the coaching. And, as I said a couple of weeks ago, we can go 0-17 and Judge's job is safe. But start coaching like this, a few more weeks, I'm going to be looking elsewhere for a coach.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Joe Judge comes out and tries to say all the right things. But as we know, this is a bottom line league. And if you don't start winning, it doesn't start translate into wins. It becomes a difficult situation. And, you have the players on board and they're saying all the right things, they back him. But you start losing, it becomes a very difficult ship that slowly becomes rocky a little bit. So
you want to share some comments or?
Yeah, again, a bunch of people I want to give a shout out to Brian saying, and this is bad news for the for Giant fans, but it's what we've been saying all night. Dallas is looking like they're going to take the NFC East, and I think it's bad news for Giant fans because if Dallas plays that game style of running the rock and not putting the game on Dak and letting them game manage it, and they go behind that offensive line, it's gonna get. I'm telling you, it can get ugly. So I would be very worried as a Giant fan for Dallas. I mean, I know you got your own issues, but just looking at Dallas, they do have the talent in that division. So it's going to be interesting.
Got a couple more. Marty joins intercept your lunch. He was talking about your Auburn, Kurt, but it says it, and he thinks it's a must-win for the Giants. If we lose, heads is going to roll. Jeremy Oswald, Giants should have never got rid of Golden Tate. He's predicting the Falcons win 30-21. Then a couple people, Kurt asked the question, is this a must-win for the Giants in the chat? And people are saying yes. So that's some comments that were mentioned so far.
Yeah. So, guys, what would your grades be for offense, defense, special teams, and coaching? Sis?
Offense, I'll give him a C. Defense, I'll give him a C. Coaching, I'll give him a D. What was the last one?
And special teams?
I'll give them a B.
I think Gano is almost automatic right now. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Player right now. As sad as that is. How about you, Kenny?
I'm going to go B on the offense. We need to get the running game going, or it would have been an A. Defense, I'm going to go with D on the defense. I didn't like what I saw at the defense, and very disappointed in them. I'm also going to go with D in the coaching. And I'm going to go A on the special teams with Graham Gano. How many kicks in a row, and he kicked that 50-something yarder, and that's why I'm going A with him. I feel comfortable with him when he kicks the ball, and I haven't felt that way in a long time about a field goal kicker. And when he's in there, I just feel like he's automatic. So right now, I'm going to give the special teams an A.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you guys and also say a D for the coaching. And here's where I'm very disappointed in both Garrett and Judge. At the end of the game, that could have been a defining moment. What did Herman Edwards always say? You play to win the game. And the fact that at that point, after everything else had gone on in that game, as we just talked about, they had a chance to steal that game. And if they had, in my opinion, coached the way they could have held the ball, kicked the field goal later, and wound up winning that game and walking out of there with the win and feeling good about themselves. And now, of course, they come back and they're 0-2. So, yeah, the coaching has to get better. It really, really does.
Well, let me read some comments for Kurt. He's having some.
I think I'm back, Kenny, but just take these and then I'll take them from going here.
I'll take over these comments, then you can go up. So in regards to the question, Paul, Jeremy Oswald's given the defense. Everything is a D for him. But special teams is going to be a B. So D, 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 and B. Manny DeLima, he's a Cowboy fan, Paul. He's saying must lose for Giants. Ha, ha, ha. Our friend Amari's giving the offense a C-, defense D, D-, coaching D-, special teams B-. And that's up-to-date comments, Kurt. So you are back.
Okay, I'll see if I'm back.
All right. So as we talked about, the Giants are playing the Falcons this week, and they're both 0-2, so something's got to give with these two teams. Down here in Florida, I watched the Bucs play the Falcons, and I have to tell you guys, if the Giants don't come out and be ready, they are going to get beat by the Falcons. I'm going to say that right now. Falcons were down 28 to, I believe it was 7, and they came back, the Falcons, and they made it 28-25 before the Bucs forced some turnovers by Matt Ryan. And I know the Falcons have given up 80 points already in the first 2 games, but their defense is fast. They're playing a 3-4. They have a new coach. They've changed some personnel. As we know, Julio Jones has been traded. They could have gone with their first pick for maybe a new franchise quarterback, but they're stuck with Matty Ryan. And they brought in that kid, Kyle Pitts from Florida. I watched him on Sunday. He's very impressive. He may give the Giants fits on Sunday. So if the Giants don't come out and play tough, mistake-free football, this Falcon team can come in and upset them, which would be a shame because, as you guys may know, Sunday the Giants are retiring Eli Manning's jersey.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in a ceremony at halftime. So the fans will be fired up. Guarantee you they want to see some good football, especially going into the half. They better hope that the Giants are playing well and winning well and winning going into that halftime ceremony. So with that in mind, I want to do, instead of know your opponent, I want to do a quick Eli Manning Book of Eli quiz. So,
Kurt, you can play along if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the audience. You play along with the audience.
Okay. Which Giants receiver caught the most TD passes from Eli? Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks, Plaxico, or Odell Beckham?
Let's give the audience about 10 seconds to respond if anybody wants to respond. But I got an answer if you want me to answer it.
Okay, Kenny,
go ahead. I'm going to go our good friend, our rival high school, Patterson Catholic alumni, Victor Cruz.
Jeremy,
Okay,
by the way, Jeremy beat you because he said Victor Cruz also.
Sis, you got an answer?
Sis, you have an answer?
No, no answer.
All right. Surprisingly, our old friend Odell Beckham Jr.
Wow.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too. I thought it was Victor.
And we traded him. And we get him in trades.
Okay. You guys may remember this. If Eli throws a final pass like Phil Simms did during his jersey retirement ceremony, he threw it to LT. Who should catch it? Toomer, Plaxico, Victor, or David Tyree? Sis?
Tyree.
Okay. Kurt?
Plaxico.
Kenny?
I'm going to go different. I'm going salsa with Victor Cruz. And you get him to do the salsa in the end zone.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be Victor Cruz.
Jeremy's saying Victor should catch it too.
Okay. Okay. Fun question. What city does Eli yell out when he's calling plays? A, Albany, B, Baltimore, C, New Orleans, D, Omaha.
I know it, but we'll let the audience get a chance on it. We'll give them about 10 seconds.
Okay.
Luby's saying
Omaha. Right? Omaha.
Of course. Okay. Here's my two-part question to all of you guys.
Amari's saying Omaha, like he's chanting it. So.
Omaha. All right. Two-part question regarding Eli. Is Eli a Hall of Famer? And part B of it is he worthy of being a first ballot Hall of Famer?
It's a good question. I guess I'll go first. I'm going to say Hall of Famer, yes, because of the Super Bowls. Beat the Patriots, the undefeated season of the Patriots. First ballot, I'm going to say no.
Okay. Do you think if he doesn't get in on the first time, he would get in possibly the second time?
I do think it's a second time. It all depends, I guess, on who else is there coming in. He may be a first ballot.
Right.
It all depends, I guess, who's coming in with him.
Jeremy's saying Eli is a Hall of Famer and a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay. Sis, what do you think?
First team Hall of Famer, all ballot. Yep, I agree.
Sounds good.
Amari saying yes, Hall of Famer. I don't know about first ballot though.
Yeah, I would feel that he's definitely a Hall of Famer. I think his statistics when he retired last year was top 10. Two Super Bowl championships, two Super Bowl MVPs. Clearly, rank him right up there with many of the other Super Bowl quarterback MVPs. And I think the justification for him to be a Hall of Famer is definitely there.
Manny's saying I don't know about a first ballot, and I think that's the consensus here. You know, it's
Yeah,
a thing.
yeah. No, I agree. I think that also. Kurt, I just have two quick questions for you. Well,
Sure.
one actually, and then I'll be finished with my segment. So, who would you like to see buying the Denver Broncos? The Peyton Manning group or the John Elway group?
You know what? This is going to shock you, and it's a great question because it's such a topic, and you're talking about two people who are listen. Elway is Mr. Bronco, Mr. Denver. He'll always be, but I kind of agree with what I heard this week on Denver radio, where one of the guys said, Jeremy's actually saying John Elway group is. I've already seen basically John Elway run this team. And listen, he got him to two Super Bowls. They were bad. And he got Peyton Manning, and he got the two Super Bowls, won one in 2015. But you know what? I'm going to lean. Manny's saying Kurt Valenti is the next owner. Oh, I wish. Come on, Hoops. We're going to Colorado. Let's go. You know what? I don't know. This is going to shock a lot of people, but I would go with Peyton Manning. I just think that, he's going to have that plan, and he's not going to accept as Elway's not going to accept like he wants to be number one, but I think Manning is just going to do it a different way. And I think Elway a little bit wore out his welcome as the GM/president. And I don't know. I would go Peyton Manning. That would be mine.
Kurt, do you know the figure? Because I do.
Oh, the figure is something like was it $4 billion or something?
Exactly. It's $4 billion.
I mean, it's crazy.
And Peyton Manning has the money.
That's just it's crazy because
Yep.
he's got to be part of a group, and you know what? Paul, I would say, man, it's fascinating because it could be Manning versus Elway duking for ownership of the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny, do you want to respond or?
I'll give that to Kurt. It's going to be interesting to see who does take it. What I think they should do though is turn it into Lambeau. Let the fans own it. No ownership over there like Lambeau. Be the AFC version of Green Bay.
Kurt would be at the head of the line, I'm sure.
Oh my God!
Our good friends at Rocky Mountain Sports would love that.
Oh.
I think when it comes down to it, you have Peyton, who's, what is he, about 45, 46, somewhere around there. So he's still a young guy.
Yep.
He's still energy. I think he's never wanted to be a coach or a head coach, but I think his entrepreneurship has always wanted him, in a sense, he wanted to own something. So I think it's almost natural for him to want to be able to own a team. What better than a team that he led to a Super Bowl? And I think Elway, as great as he was, I think he is sort of on the downside of his career and life, and he's seen the best of everything. So maybe it would be great if a guy like Peyton would come in with his group and own the Broncos.
I'm down for that, Paul. I would be ecstatic with that.
Well, that's it for my segment. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, I love your spin on words. I love the Book of Eli. love your spin on words. No, Paul, always, love looking, as a Giant fan, I look forward, win or lose, look forward to the Giants talk with you each and every week. I know Sister Breeze and audience and Kurt as well. So, thank you again for coming on and joining us each week. We
Thank
really
you.
do appreciate
I
it.
appreciate it. Go Giants. Let's get a win for Eli this weekend, and hopefully we'll have a lot better things to talk about next
I'll
week.
be actually on my way home from Atlantic City, so you may have to fill me in on some updates if anything good happens in the
Okay.
game. I'm going to count on you
Definitely.
for that.
All right, I will.
You have a good night, Paul.
Guys,
We'll
Thank
see
you,
You
Paul.
too.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Kenny, real quick, Luby saying amen to that about hopefully the Giants win. I want to catch you up to a couple comments. Real quick, couple comments. Manny saying, I totally agree with you, Kurt. I think Pollard's going to have a big explosive game on Monday night. I totally agree. Couple other things here. Manny saying that's pocket change, $4 billion. Jeremy saying, one thing I didn't like about Elway is he isn't fond of a quarterback who leaves the pocket. That is very true, Jeremy. Elway will still tell you to this day, Super Bowls are won from the pocket.
Yep.
And Manny is saying, go Falcons to all you guys, to get you guys fired
Oh,
up.
yeah. He's touche. We always bash the Cowboys on here. No, great segment by Paul. Want to thank him again for coming on tonight. Always fun talking a little Giants. And going to bring in the next guy who wanted to join us tonight. Mr. Controversy himself is back from some more.
Oh, God.
But I think we're ready for your little segment, Kurt. We got Bronco Mania and then Sis's Mind.
All right, I'll be quick with Bronco Mania. I mean, I'll be super quick. Listen, they did.
Yeah, Paul started the Bronco Mania without even knowing. That was a great question that he had with the ownership.
Great question. You know what?
Segue right into Bronco Mania after that.
Well, let's go right around the panel. Beelan, right now.
First, I want to say hello to John. Let's welcome John.
What up?
How are you, John?
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. All right, here we go. Real quick, Beelan. Yes, I'll just start with you on this one. If you were a Bronco fan, would you rather have Elway or Manning being your owner?
Peyton Manning.
Sis, what about you? Manning or Elway as your owner?
John Elway.
I'm going Peyton Manning. Kenny, you going 2-2 or you going to go 3-1?
I'm going Elway. I think I'm going Elway because Manning is going to be in the news and it's going to become more of a publicity with Manning. Peyton Manning's the owner, where Elway, yes, he's going to be popular, but it'll fizzle out a little bit. Manning's going to turn into the next Jerry Jones. You're going to see him in the press box 25 times a game. It'll be the next Jerry Jones type of situation.
I can tell you one thing. Neither one of them has a future in broadcasting. They're terrible.
You don't like that, sis?
way.
I love that, sis.
The Manning show? Oh, my God. That's
I love the Manning
best show on TV.
I love it.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. But let me get to Briggsy Bronco Mania. Briggsy would be 2-0. He wouldn't be, knowing him, he wouldn't be, going nuts yet because of the schedule. But, hey, we play we play who's in front of us. There's no pity. You know what? This defense should eat up Zach Wilson alive on Sunday, Beelan. No disrespect, but it's a rookie quarterback. They don't have weapons. And you know what?
You got Becton out.
You got Becton out. But, they should be 3-0. And now, hey, let's see this defense against Lamar and Baltimore. They should be 4-0. Listen, the team's got Bridgewater's doing, again, I give Beelan all the respect in the world. He texted me 2 weeks ago. This is your quarterback. 2 weeks? Yes. But just like we talked about Dallas before, when we got into three teams, I'm going to say. Denver, number 2 is Dallas, and Amari's Titans. Look in the first half. Shotgun. Here comes Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball all over the yard. They're down 17 points. Second half, do the right thing. Hand it to Mr. Henry. Boop, 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 boop. You walk out of Seattle with a win. Dallas, first week in the game, shotgun 5 wide, all over the place, 53 passes. You can't win. What do you do Sunday? Do it smart. Be a game manager, Dak. Hand it off to Pollard. Hand it off to Zeke. Now, like Coach Breslin will say on defense, right, sis? Here comes the 8th man in the box. Now you got Amari, you got CeeDee Lamb. Okay, what do you do now? Play action, throw it up, one-on-one, they got to stop the run. Same thing with Denver. Teddy Bridgewater, listen, I'm the first one that says Judy and Fant, but I don't want Teddy Bridgewater 5 wide in a shotgun throwing the ball. They're not going to win like that. He's not that type of quarterback. He's not, Dak's not, and Ryan Tannehill's
if you're playing
not.
down, but if you're playing down, you will be.
But you're not. But I'm saying you're not. But don't play down. Denver's strength is defense.
But Kurt, that's the easy thing, because let's say you guys win this week, right? You win, okay, 3-0.
Right.
You got to score like 35 points at minimum to keep up with the Ravens.
You're small. Listen to me. If the Ravens score 35 points on our defense, me and Sis are going to cut your lawn. They're not scoring 35 on our defense.
There's nothing special about them right now. You guys played the Giants and the Jaguars, and you're playing the Jets.
Sis, I'm going to say it again, sis. You answer for me.
Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and another rookie quarterback. You're going to get hyped up about that?
Sis, what wins championships, sis? Defense. It's just.
Well, Kurt, you're playing 3 teams that are trash.
But it doesn't matter. It's how you proceed. Here's the thing, and I wish Manny could comment on this. Okay, for weeks I heard the Dallas defense is garbage. Their defense is all of a sudden. They're good because they gave up 14 points? No, because they're not on the field. You have ball control. You're running the clock. You're keeping possession. Dallas ran the ball over 30 times, not 12, 30.
But they were
keep your defense off
their defense
the
is
field.
still crap.
But doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because your defense now, instead of getting off the field 9 times, you're going to get off the field 6 times. There's a big difference. Ask Coach Breslin. Ask Coach Sis. From a high school professor to college to anything. These teams that come out and say, we're going to throw it 60 times, defensive coordinators salivate on that because they have an answer. What they don't have an answer for is when a team lines up, punches you in the mouth, and you're going, I'm giving up 4 yards and 6 yards and 4 yards. I can't stop it.
You guys can easily, let's say you win Sunday, which you probably will, okay? You guys can lose 3 in a row. Like your schedule's not easy coming up after that.
No, it's not easy.
The Ravens, the Steelers, and the Raiders. The Raiders are a sleeper team.
The Raiders are a sleeper team. But you know what?
And you guys lost Bradley Chubb. Okay, Chubb's not there. Okay, and again, I'm saying you're not facing anybody legit. So I wouldn't, as a Broncos fan, I would not get so hyped up on them.
No,
right now.
But I'm saying
I would be happy about it, but I'm not getting hyped on 3 trashy quarterbacks.
No, I 100% agree with you, but I will say this, okay? My team has the formula when we're going to be in every game because we run the ball and play defense. Every game. Just like you look on colleges, just look. We laughed the other day about Clemson. Sis sent me a comment, and Beelan, you said they're terrible. And you know what?
Terrible.
They are, but they're in every game because they could run and they could play defense. If you have a team like these teams, like these Ole Misses who spread the ball out, we're gonna see what they do versus Alabama. We're going to see when Alabama runs it right down their throat, Lane Kiffin's throat, and what that throwing the ball 70 times is going to do. It's not going to bode well for them. But why did Florida stay in that game? Because they ran the friggin' ball right down Alabama's throat. Right down it. They couldn't stop it. They ran QB power. They couldn't stop it. Alabama.
Yep.
They couldn't.
Yep.
Like, what? It's not a coincidence. It's not. It's what happened. What did you think? Listen, Florida can't throw the ball a lick. Their quarterback's like Lamar Jackson, right? That kind of thing. They want to run. Alabama still couldn't stop them. Line it up, run the ball right down your throat.
How do you right now? Looking at a Clemson team, for example, if they played Alabama this week, Alabama would drop 60 on them, no problem.
And I'm gonna tell you this. and I don't know if Kenny mentioned it before,
They
but you know who a
scored
team
14 on Georgia Tech.
But you know who a team, and I'm telling you, you know who a team that better watch out in the NFL is the Kansas City Chiefs, because they've played with fire, and you saw it last year with Tampa Bay. You saw it week 1 versus Cleveland, and last week everybody in America knew what Baltimore was going to do. Basically, Baltimore lined up and said, 4th and 1, we're running Lamar right here. And you know what? 6 yards, they couldn't stop it. They still can't stop it. The only reason why is they got Mahomes that makes crazy plays. Mark my words, they're not going to the Super Bowl because their defense stinks, Kansas City. Stinks. That's my Bronco Mania, Kenny. We're going 3-0 this week. That's my
Dallas isn't
Bronco Mania.
going to the Super Bowl either. I got news for you.
Who?
They can win the NFC East. Dallas.
No,
Terrible.
but Dallas.
Beelin's right. Their defense is terrible.
No, their defense is terrible.
One game. Dallas won one game like that. Their defense is not gonna. They're not gonna go to an NFC Championship with that defense.
Okay, I
No,
got
they're
one.
not.
You got to give Dak. You give Dak a defense. You're gonna start selling me on the Cowboys.
But wait, Kenny.
You're not
Kenny,
gonna sell
I
me
got
on the
one
Cowboys
question.
with their defense, Kurt.
Kenny, I got one question for you. When was Dallas's last time legit chance at a Super Bowl?
1996. No.
No. But
No.
I'm saying chance, like
Probably
Dak's rookie year.
2000, maybe like 2000. I would say like 2013, 2014.
Is that the last time they were in the playoffs?
The
No,
Romo, the
no,
Romo,
but they
the
lost to
Romo
Green Bay.
fumble,
They lost
The
to
Romo-
Green Bay.
9. Okay.
Dak's
the Romo fumble.
No.
Okay.
I'm saying it's Dak's rookie year because you know what they did? They lined up and they ran right down his throat. Remember, Dak came in for Romo and they were like 13-3. And you know what? They didn't ask anything from Dak. They said run the ball and play out. It's so easy when you could run the ball. Play action, boo, little dumps here, little dumps there. And then all of a sudden they got into this, we're going to run 5 wide like he's Aaron Rodgers. He's not. You can't do that. With how they played, when I watched that game Sunday, I said, you know what? That's what they did Dak's rookie year. And Dallas is one of the best teams in the NFC because they got the best offensive line. Dak can do what they're asking him to do. Bootleg, throw the ball up, hit a little there. Early in the game, I don't know who he's throwing the ball to. Get out of that offense, get back to the old offense, run the ball. Same thing with Tannehill. And Amari could get me too because, you know what? No way. There's absolutely no way Ryan Tannehill should be throwing 40 times a game. Run the ball with Derrick Henry. Seattle couldn't answer it. Seattle had no answer. Why? Because running and defense wins games. So that's what I'm saying, Mr. Kirkpatrick. That's my Bronco Mania. 3-0 this week. And then we'll worry about Baltimore next week. Manny's saying Dallas will be just fine this year. They'll make it to the NFC Championship game. That's bold.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
He's
bold.
He's dreaming.
This is what one game does. It makes everybody dream. Kurt, hats off to your Broncos. They're 2-0. Get by the Jets 3-0. You beat the Ravens, then you start talking to me. But
Okay,
let's see.
I totally agree. Jeremy's saying
right
Dallas won't make it.
now, your opponent's record is 0-6.
Can't get excited for that.
Okay.
Right. That's what hey, hats off. They're getting off to a good start. Hats off. Okay? They're winning the games they're supposed to win. Hats off. Now, I want to see against the Ravens, and we'll see, we'll go from there. Well, let's move to Sis's mind. I want to know what's on his mind tonight.
Okay.
After listening to you guys, I feel like puking. We'll start with Mr. Boone from the Yankees. And this is open, obviously, to the audience also. Do you people believe that his job is on the line or no? Kurt?
I'm going to say this. He's going to be the scapegoat because we've said it 100 times. He is a 100% puppet of Brian Cashman. And if the Yankees had any guts, they would do what should be done unless miraculously they win the World Series. Because I don't care what anybody tells me, their object is, and they're paying to win a World Series. If they don't, the easy thing to do is say it's Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone's not making the decision. Brian Cashman is. Do I think his job's on the line? Yes. What should happen is both of them should go. But I think his job is on the line.
That second question, Mr. Valente. Okay. If they don't make the wild card, does he get replaced? And who replaces him, in your opinion?
Again, who should replace them is a nonsense guy, like, say it is like a Buck Showalter, that's going to turn around and say, who'd you say? Who am I batting? Yeah, okay. You're batting third. That's what should happen. Because the way the puppets are doing up top with the Yankee, with Cashman, it's not working, it hasn't worked, and it won't work.
Which I agree.
So, but they should do like a Showalter guy like that, a no-nonsense guy.
Okay. Kenny, first question again. Is Boone's job on the line?
It should be. Do I think it's on the line? Should be, but is it? I'm going to say no, because there's nobody out there, in my opinion, that's going to replace Boone. That you say, oh my God, the Yankees need him as a manager. Unless I know your second part of the question.
Okay.
I'm going to say,
Fine.
unless you can work out something, but it's never going to happen because you're in the same division. You can go get cash from the Rays, because he will bring that style of baseball to the Yankees.
Do you think that Boone's lost this team yet?
Do I think Boone what?
Has he lost the team? Like these guys believing in him, like, you know, when you look at a coach, you're like, yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm gonna say yes. I mean, I don't think this team really cares. You know, I just think they're a bunch of overpaid guys that just swing for the fences. It's that type of ball. And, you know, they're not going to do the small things. You know, when the guys got hurt and they brought those kids up, we were doing small ball. We were enjoying that, sis. You know, we were enjoying seeing the stolen bases, the bunts, you know, the slap hits. We're not seeing that now. You know, you've seen everybody swing for the fences because that's the type of hitters we are. It's the type of team that Cashman built.
Kurt, he said, he made a statement. He said he'll be fine with it either way. Is that a cop-out? Just yes or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Kenny, same question.
I agree.
Okay. If the Giants, Kenny, I'll start with you on this one.
Kenny, sis, you can ask Beelan too, sis, if you want.
I don't want to ask Beelan. No, John, I'm kidding, John. Go ahead. Give your input, man. Plain.
Do I think his job isn't online? No. Should it be? Yes.
Okay.
But again, his team doesn't have an identity. It's just a bunch of, you know, all-stars on a team, and he's just placing them into different parts of the lineup. There's no identity for the team, you know?
I totally agree.
You have guys that swing for fences and either strike out or hit home runs.
Yeah.
You know?
So if they don't win the wild card, you really think this guy's back?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, sis, real quick, because I did hear this the other day, and this is interesting because of what you just brought up. They said when it happened to Girardi, they said, they said Boone has always been a good soldier, right? Like he never goes against Cashman or whatever. But they say he's starting to do what Girardi did at the end, where the other day when there was the pass ball to with Sanchez, they said he just called him right out and said, you know, Sanchez, you know, you can't have this, we can't have that, basically putting the blame. So what somebody on the radio said is, and it's a good point, he said, if it's kind of like he knows he's going down and he's going to bring these guys with him. Like he's not going down by himself.
Okay, that's a great point. John, it's the same thing. he's saying he's fine either way. Is that like he's preparing himself, making a statement like that?
I think he's making a statement to the organization.
Okay.
I don't think it's for himself. I think but
Towards the
again,
organization.
I think it comes down to they just got a bunch of people and they put them on a team to kind of see what they can do. You know, there's no like true like 3 hitter, no true like 5 hitter. You know, it's just like it's a bunch of just guys who could smack the ball around and do what they need to do, and that's it. And
Yeah, there's no rhyme to reason for what they're doing.
there's nothing there.
Yeah,
You know, so
I totally agree with that statement. And Kurt brought up a great point. If he does go, he's not the only one going, man. There's a long line of players standing right behind him going out the door. I mean, that's my opinion on that. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. Kenny, are Mr. Jones and Gettleman done if the Giants don't have a 500 season?
Gettleman, yes. And if Gettleman's gone, I think a new regime, a new GM is going to want to bring in their quarterbacks. So
Okay.
I think there's a few quarterbacks coming in the draft. I think they can get a quarterback in the draft. So yes, I will say yes to both.
Okay. Kurt?
Yeah, I agree with Kenny. I think if Gettleman goes, again, Gettleman's tied to Jones, and Jones is Gettleman's guy. I mean, I don't think a lot of people really truly believe that, Jones is, even a legit starting quarterback in the NFL. Jeremy's saying they are absolutely done. And Manny's saying I would want to see Mattingly manage the Yankees. But I agree with you. I agree. I agree both. I think they're both gone. I think they're both done.
Mr. Beelan, what do you think?
I think
Jones and Gettleman.
What happened?
Jones and Gettleman, are they both going out the door if they're not 500?
I think Gettleman should go. I think they should give Daniel Jones. Well, real quick, I think they should. The problem is that they're not helping Daniel Jones out at all. Like getting Galladay did not help at all. He's not a number one. So they have no tight end. Shaquan's hurt. Their offensive line is iffy, right now. But what are you doing? And the defense should be a top 5 defense, and it looks like a top, 30 defense.
Right.
So it shouldn't be Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones can play. You put Daniel Jones on a Packer team, he'll be a stud. But if you don't do anything with him, he's not gonna. You got to help him out. Got to help the guy out, man. At the end of the day.
Good answer. Okay. Kurt, it appears right now that there's no team in the NFL that can't be beat. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think. Listen, like you mentioned it before, the NFL is so up for grabs. I think a lot of people, with the, it's. I mean, listen, I think Tampa Bay. Again, I do think Tampa Bay is the best team in football. But just like I said before, this whole Kansas City is going to... Listen, Kansas City was a bad snap away from being 0-2. Kansas City's got mega problems. And They might not even be the favorite in the AFC. I think you're going to see a lot of different teams in the playoffs, but nobody's going to go nowhere near undefeated. No way.
I agree. John?
100% agree with Kurt. I think your best record could be 4 losses this year. I think 13-4 could be your best team this year, your number 1 seed.
Mr. Beelan.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you're still going to have your top tier guys, but again, it's only 2 weeks into the season. Everyone overreacts to everything.
Yeah, you're right there with that.
You got to give them like at least 4 or 5 weeks to kind of see where stuff settles. Because listen, Brady can go down, and Bucks are done.
Yep.
They're done. So.
Yep. I totally agree with that.
Sis, real quick, couple comments from Jeremy. Daniel Jones is good and underrated. Jeremy's also saying the Rams could be the best team in the NFL. Though he's saying the Rams are going to lose 3 games. So that would be what? 15? No, wait. What? How many games? 17 now?
14.
14-3.
Mm-hmm. Kurt, should the Mets even bother to use Syndergaard the rest of the year? Yes or no?
Listen, if you want, I'm gonna be honest. If he says, for my comeback, I want to pitch a little bit, do a game or two, I would leave it up to him. If he's cleared and he wants to do it, I would do it. But talking about the Mets, Mr. Rojas, get on that unemployment line, baby, because no way he should be back. There's no way he should be back either. And that bullpen, Cohen better spend every dollar he's got on the bullpen because that was a total disappointment. I know they had injuries and we didn't see Syndergaard and DeGrom, but that was ugly. But I would pitch him, sis. I would.
Kenny?
Agree 100% with Kurt. And months ago, I said that this team was going to be in trouble. That was with DeGrom when he was healthy because I said, where's their bullpen? You can go starting pitching in the National League 6-7 innings, but where's your bullpen? And I said that from the start. And, I know they got a couple injuries, like you said, but total collapse over there. I never liked the team. Stroman, I hear Stroman this, Stroman that. Stroman has not been the ace that, you want to be the ace, you should have beat Boston yesterday. That's all I'm going to say. You are not an ace. You are not an ace, in my opinion. You're number 3 or number 4 starter at best.
Okay. Mr. Beelan.
By the way, they're losing 10-2 right now against Boston.
Yeah.
But I think they should bring him back. But I told this to my buddy, too. I said they should put him in the bullpen for long reliefs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good call, Beelan, because he should pitch,
Great
I think,
call.
a little.
Yeah.
But that's a good call.
I even told him, I said, even if DeGrom came back at the end of the year, they should still put Syndergaard in the bullpen for long innings, like pitching 2-3 innings, get your 40 pitches in, 50 pitches in, whatever it is, and do your thing. That's what I think they should do.
Because then otherwise, right, John, like you were a pitcher, now you got to go, you're going to go through a whole year of like, okay, what's he going to feel when he comes back? Get that over with. Just get in, like you're saying, a little bit.
But what are they going to do anyways if he started? He's only going to pitch probably 4 or 5 innings.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'd rather have him pitch now than say, let's wait until next, April to see him. Let him get it over with so he gets that out of his mind. I could pitch again and go from there.
Sis, can I ask you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
If it's on your mind, I apologize, but this is on my mind because we just brought up Syndergaard to the bullpen. What are your thoughts on Severino to the bullpen for the Yankees?
Well, again, watching him last night at rainstorm, to be honest with you, I thought he looked pretty good, and you just brought up a great point. If the Yankees do indeed make the wild card, that to me and you as Yankee fans would be my move. But, with these guys, you don't know what they're going to do from day to day, man. You don't.
But he's fresh. It could be a nice little set.
Oh, absolutely.
Fresh arm.
He looked good. I was shocked that Boone put him back out in that rainstorm. I mean, all you need to do is slip off the mound and pull your groin, and you're back to square one. But that was his decision. He's the manager.
That was on my mind. I just wanted to ask you that question. I'll let you continue.
Kurt, best team in the NFL right now?
Tampa Bay.
Beelan.
Yeah, Tampa, but the Rams are.
Rams are close second.
Okay. Kenny?
Sleeper out there that's going to drive Kurt nuts.
The Raiders.
Get out of here.
Beat the Ravens at home and the Steelers in Pittsburgh. That's 2 top teams, guys.
Did you say the Ravens? Did you say the Ravens?
Raiders.
Oh, I thought you said I wasn't sure. Okay. That's fair.
Got to look at the teams that they played.
No way.
I can't say the Broncos.
No.
But I would throw the Broncos up there. Tampa Bay beat the Falcons. Come on. I'm just saying, throw the Raiders in there. They beat 2 top teams.
Again, you're entitled to your opinion. The last
question right now, Sis said. Next week it's probably going to change because they're probably going to lose this week to the Dolphins. In the Raiders.
I'm going to start with a high school coach on his question. This is the last question on what's on my mind tonight. Kurt, the UConn coach, Randy Edsall, he stepped down after 2 games this year. Did he do a disservice to the program and the kids that he recruited to quit on that?
100% yes. And I was telling somebody in school today, I heard last week somebody was on like a podcast, a sports betting podcast, and the guy said, I don't care who UConn's playing, I don't care how many UConn's getting, I am going against them. They were down like 42-0 against Army on Saturday at half. Yes, but yes, he quit on them. He did. I feel bad for those kids. That program's a mess.
Okay. John?
The teams, I was just reading it actually today. I think they were like, 6-32 in the past 4 years? No. Come on. Who's you recruiting? Basketball players over there?
It's not very good.
Kenny?
Agree, but I will say this. Did he quit on the team, or did the boosters force him out? You're talking about recruits, like John said, who you recruiting? You're getting beat by 40 points every game. You're not recruiting 2 or 3 star recruits.
But you guys do realize, I want to say maybe 10 years ago, he was probably the hottest coach in the country.
Yes.
And they won that game. They were a top 12 team in the country. So
and he went to Maryland.
Right.
Maryland hired him.
And then he came back.
And you just hit it on the button. UConn's paying him money. They're not paying him $10 an hour to coach the UConn Huskies. We're talking millions of dollars for this guy. And you're losing by 40, 50 points every game. Want to go the easy way or the hard way? We fire you, or you step down. That's how I think it went. I don't think he voluntarily stepped out of the program. I think he was forced out.
And I'm going to end
rightfully so. You're not doing your job there. You get paid millions of dollars. He's not getting paid. Like I say, he's not getting paid. $10 an hour. He's getting paid. 6 figures.
And I'm going to end with this tonight. I was on the Paul Feinbaum show yesterday, and I forgot to tape it.
I got it. I told you, I found it on a podcast.
Oh, okay.
I will send it to you. To you.
Cool.
By the way, just to talk about UConn, do you know that the athletic director is only 38 years old?
Yeah, he's a kid. You're right.
Wow.
Yep.
Come on.
Beelan, I got a question for you because he wasn't on for the quick hitters, but 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. In your honest opinion, how nervous you think Sis was in that 4th quarter of that game versus Georgia?
And close to an 8.
Sis said 6.5.
No. Well, I was texting you too. I was like, if this guy scores his 2-point conversion, this game is completely different.
You're saying you said the 4th quarter, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, listen. What were you guys? They were up by. I had him in one of my bets. I'm like, all right, hanging up some pictures. Next thing, score.
You text me when they scored the first 3 times they touched the ball.
Yeah.
You text me Woodshed.
Yeah.
And I didn't answer only for the fact that I said to myself, I don't think this is going to be a Woodshed. And sure enough.
Beelan texted me Gators. I said, here they come. And I'm telling you.
You got to understand something. He hates Alabama. I get that. And that's okay.
But
I don't have a problem.
Sis, I'm going to ask you this. Sis, be honest. Because I agree with Beelan on this. If they got that 2-point conversion, Florida would have beat them.
There's no question in my mind.
All momentum in the world in that building.
But the bottom line is
they didn't. They did it. I know.
Listen,
you steal. If you're
they're running the table, but their only closest game, and I'm not going to say that it's going to be Texas A&M. It's literally going to be that Ole Miss game. That Ole Miss game is the one that's is the debatable one right there. It's a weird game. A Texas A&M is so sluggish. They're slugs
Beelan,
out
they're
there.
going to get beat this week, Texas A&M. They're playing Arkansas this week. They're going to get beat this week. They might.
We'll see. Ole Miss, I think. I think Lane Kiffin's got something, you know.
And since we're in the mood of talking college football, I got a little topic and then our top 4 and first 2 out that we do each week.
Okay.
And then we'll finish the show with some Major League Baseball. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. So my topic this week in college football, USC head coaching search. I wrote down some names, and I just want yes, no, or maybe. Like, would they be good in USC? And do you think it can be? Do you think it's gonna? Do you think it could happen, or is it a pipe dream? I'll start with the first guy. I'm gonna start with Kurt. Chris Peterson, Kurt, over at Washington.
Hell no. He lost to Montana. No. Nope.
No,
No.
out. Sis.
That's a pipe dream. I'm right on the same page with Kurt. No way.
Beelan.
No.
I'm gonna go to Sis on the next one. Urban Meyer.
That's a great question. I think now that he's in the NFL, no, I'm sorry. I don't think he leaves the NFL. Nope.
Okay. Beelan.
No.
I'm gonna go no as well. Kurt.
Sis is going to love this comment. I don't know if you heard it yesterday, but they said after the game on Sunday when they lost to Denver, he went up to Vic Fangio and he said, this is like playing Alabama every game of the season. No. And it just shows you about Urban Meyer. He had a couple athletes. Fraud. You talk about fraud? That's a fraud right there, that guy. Fraud. Nope.
Beelan. Matt Campbell. Any chance he goes to USC?
No. He's an Iowa guy for life.
Kurt.
I agree with Beelan. Nope.
I agree. Sis.
I agree with Beelan and Kurt. He stays at Iowa forever.
Okay, we still haven't found our USC next coach.
Oh, I can tell you.
If I got him. Let's see if I got him in my list or if he's not on this list. Kurt, PJ Fleck over at Minnesota.
Hell no. Nope.
Sis.
I agree with Kurt. He's not. He's staying right where he is, no doubt.
Beelan.
No, but if he's thinking about money, it's a good possibility.
I'm gonna throw a slight maybe in there for him.
Yeah.
Sis. Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy.
Now I'm going to agree with you there. Again, I'll say this. That's the possibility. He's a great coach. Yeah. I'll agree with that. That's a real good one, Kenny.
Beelan shaking his head.
Yeah, he's my top pick. I have somebody else. If you don't mention him, I'll say who he
Okay,
is.
I got 2 more, so if I don't mention him, definitely know who you guys' top picks are. I think he could be Kurt.
Yes, but I think I would just be worried about his recruiting. I think if they hired somebody on that staff, whether it's an OC or maybe like a DC who has a good recruiting background, then I could see it. But that's hard for him. I mean, he's never done it there. You know, like he's not. What recruiting has he done? You know, like I don't know. But I mean, coaching wise, he would be a great fit. But
NFL scouting though.
yeah, okay.
I got 2 more. I'll do these quick. Beelan Franklin over at Penn State.
Sorry. After this year, the way they're going, no.
Agree 100%. Kurt.
He's kind of a guy. He's the kind of guy I think they need. But do you leave Penn State, like you're saying? Do you leave Penn State to go there? I would say no.
Sis.
If you're driving a caddy, you don't need to drive a Ford. I agree with Kurt.
I'm going to start with Kurt on the last one I wrote. I wrote this name down for fun, for, blank and giggles. Prime time, Deion Sanders. Kurt.
My God.
No shot.
No shot? Not yet, anyway. Sis.
There's a better shot of Kirk being the offensive coordinator and me being his defensive coordinator before Dion gets that job.
And be good.
Yeah, no chance.
All right. So according to this list,
I got
according
somebody.
to this list, the enemy's our top choice. Maybe on a PJ Fleck. Everybody else is a no on there. But John said he has another one. Do you guys have any others? We'll let John go first.
And you guys might agree to this because it's different. Luke Fickle from Cincinnati.
That's
I like it.
That's
What do you
interesting.
think of him?
That's very interesting, John.
I like it, John. I'm going to put that down on my
Very,
list
very
there.
interesting. I would think he would jump at the opportunity for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Kurt, you got anybody else?
Coach Breslin's saying I want to be on that staff with Kurt and Sis. You ready? I'm gonna throw a name. One name I really heard. I don't know what you guys think is Jack Del Rio. They're saying because
Nah.
he's a
Oh,
USC
I got a
guy.
name. I got a
Isn't he
name.
USC
I got.
guy?
I would say definitely no there, but go
But
ahead.
okay, you ready? I'm gonna give you a guy right now, and you guys are gonna say no. But think about this. This guy went to the SEC, and after this year, he's gonna really look and say, "I can't beat Alabama. I can't beat. I'm never gonna win here." Jumbo Fisher, USC. Telling
I
you,
got one for
Jumbo
you.
Fisher is gonna jump because he's gonna realize I can't win in Texas A&M. He's gonna leave.
I got one for you before you guys grow up. Just remember how good he was in college. This is offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien.
Oh, please.
Wait.
I still
He
don't
was
like
good
him.
at Penn State. He was good at Penn State.
Yeah, at Penn State. I still don't like him.
How about this wild card one? Think about this one, and Sis is probably gonna not like this one, but Les Miles.
Yeah.
Again, no, that's another.
Because John,
Another
he's
good
gonna
one.
recruit.
Mhm.
You know
Watch
he's
Bill
gonna recruit.
O'Brien. I'm serious. Bill O'Brien might get a shot.
Les Miles. That's a good one.
All right,
Beal.
I got one more for you guys. What happens
ahead.
if LSU falters and Coach O gets fired?
Nah.
Nah, that ain't happening.
Maybe he goes as a coordinator, but I think he's got to work his way back into the head
I
coaching.
personally think we're over there, honestly, like Beelan said, Fickle from. I just don't think they can take a chance with a guy like that. I think they need a proven guy, a big name that's
But-
gonna,
But Kurt, they did that, and he left.
I know, but I'm
So-
saying
True. That's true, though.
no, it is true. But right now they're behind Oregon because Cristobal is an unbelievable recruiter. He's probably a top 4 recruiter in the country. So I think you got to get somebody that's going to battle him. Fickle there won't out recruit. I mean, listen, you're going to find more about. I mean, I know they beat Indiana, which okay, that's a nice little win. It's Indiana, but we're going to see. If he doesn't run the table, like if he doesn't beat Notre Dame, he's not going to get any of those big jobs. Amari's saying, yeah, Les Miles would do a dope job landing at USC. I agree, Beelan. I like that one a lot. Listen, won national titles, and he could recruit, and he's got the respect. They need a respect guy like that's, a Del Rio, a Franklin, a guy like that. Like Lane Kiffin, too, they're saying. But Lane Kiffin, it ended ugly there. I don't think that could ever happen again.
I think Lane Kiffin's doing a great job at Ole Miss. He's building that program up nice this year, so I think he stays in the SEC.
He's waiting to step in when Saban steps down.
Oh, see, that's a great point.
I'm telling you tonight, that's a done deal.
I
That's
mean,
a done deal.
I know they keep talking about Dabo, but why would Dabo ever go to Alabama?
exactly.
That's
No.
stupid. That's stupid.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Because if he doesn't win like what Saban did, he's going to be a failure.
One last name, and then we'll do our top 4. How about this? Off to a heck of a start. Greg Schiano.
Yeah.
No way.
He's locked in at Rutgers.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. Like, if you wouldn't leave Rutgers for USC?
He's got something to prove. He's a prove guy.
You think, Kurt? I think there's a possibility. He goes and brings Rutgers to a bowl this year, and USC gives him a crazy deal. He's not going to take it.
But you know
He
what?
went with Gold. He went with Golden to Miami as his defensive coordinator and flopped there. End the conversation as far as I'm.
You know what? I agree with Sis and Beelan. I just think he's a Rutgers guy. And they cave in for him, and then look, he did all that Tennessee things, and he went to Tennessee. Then you had all the garbage. They didn't want him. He doesn't get the job.
Fair enough.
I think he's in Rutgers until he wants to leave. Until he retires.
That's fair enough. I think there's a possibility that if he has a good year and USC throws him a crazy deal, he may take it.
I never will forgive him for the shot that he took at Eli Manning when he was coaching Tampa. That was the biggest Bush move in my entire life, high school, college that I coached, that I've ever seen. I never cared for him, but anyway.
Let's do our top four and our first two out, and then we'll finish the show with baseball, Kurt.
Okay.
Beelan, give us your top four off the top of your head and your first two out.
Real quick, Beelan, before you talk, Coach Breslin saying Shiano is not leaving now. He is doing a great job recruiting, and he will stay there until he wants to leave.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Right. I'm the only one that disagrees with the four of you, but you guys are the Jersey guys, so you know it a little better than me.
Yeah, stay in Maryland.
Maryland 3-0, by the way.
My top four, of course, are Go Bulldogs, Alabama, Oregon, and Iowa. And then I think Penn State and Cincinnati should be the last two out. There are only two teams that have been consistent.
My top six is the exact same as Beelan's, so I'm going to go right to Sis.
Alabama, Georgia,
Ooh.
Penn State number 3,
Ooh.
Oregon number 4, and first two out, Notre Dame and Oklahoma.
No,
That's
Iowa.
it.
Notre Dame.
Nope. Penn State's number 3 right now in my eyes.
Kurt,
Sis,
wrap this up.
Sis, you're gonna love this. You ready? Number one, Alabama. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Sis, the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Yeah, we got the same thing, me and you. Exactly.
Number
They beat
4,
Auburn because they beat Auburn.
No, because we coach together. Understand? We have
number 4. I'm gonna go with Beelan's Iowa. Number 4.
Okay.
Then I have Oregon 5, Clemson 6.
Clemson.
Hey, they had. You realize Clemson hasn't given up a touchdown all year? They shut out Georgia. They shut out Georgia.
Points to Georgia Tech.
Wait a minute. But Beelan, your number one team is Georgia. Wait. Your number one team is Georgia, right? Clemson shut them out. Shut them out. Defensively, shut them out.
Beelan, Georgia's your best team, Beelan.
Yeah, of course. Go Bulldogs.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Well,
that's cool.
Clemson shut them out. What's your answer to that?
Respect that. No, I respect that.
They shut them out.
It's two good teams. That's good football.
But they shut them out. They had a pick 6.
That's good football. What's not good football is Alabama, Florida dropping off 35 points a pop. That's not good football.
I got a bone to pick with Kurt right now.
Go ahead.
You got Penn State 3, you said, right?
Penn State 3.
Where's Iowa?
4.
4.
Where's Oregon?
5.
5.
And Clemson 6?
Yep.
You got Clemson over Cincinnati.
Let me ask you
got
something.
Clemson.
Hold on. Let me ask you something. You saw Georgia. You guys, Beelan just admitted on air, 2 great games and a great team. Clemson, Georgia, right? Can Clemson beat Georgia, Kenny?
Clearly not.
Wait, can Clemson beat Georgia?
Clearly not.
They
They
can't.
lost.
I'm going to say no, they can't when they can't score more than 14 points against Georgia Tech.
Wait, can
Now got the
Cincinnati?
Georgia
Wait,
Tech colors on.
can Cincinnati beat
Go
Georgia?
Yellow Jackets.
Can Cincinnati beat Georgia?
Yes.
They couldn't beat them last year. When the
Oh my
game, Georgia
God.
had nobody playing, they couldn't
There's
beat them.
no way.
But
Cincinnati-
he must have not watched the game last year because when Hudson got hurt, that's when Georgia beat Cincinnati last year.
Wait, hold on.
No way
hold on.
Georgia's losing to Cincinnati.
Kurt, you know why Clemson's 9? Because they're starting to realize that Clemson can't play anybody. They play nobody.
I look at it like this, and I'm going to say it one more time. If you said to me, right, I'm putting Penn State right now 3 because I think they deserve to be 3. But if you said to me, who could beat Alabama or Georgia? They're the best 2 teams in the country. Nobody can deny that. I don't care. You can say whatever you want. Alabama and Georgia, Georgia, Alabama, however you want to say it. They're 1-2. Okay? Can Penn State beat them? Probably not. Can Iowa beat them? Hell no. Can Oregon beat them? Absolutely not. We saw that before. Can Cincinnati beat them? Don't even make me laugh. Can Oklahoma beat them? That score will be 42 to 3.5. Can Clemson beat them? Yes. You saw it. You saw it opening night. Clemson is the only team that could beat those 2 teams. So how can you not put them there?
Hold on. What was the score of the Clemson-Georgia game?
10-7? What was
10-3.
10-3.
10-3, but they lost. So can Clemson beat them? No, it's proven week 1. Next.
Next is right. My last thing.
Real quick,
My
Kenny.
last
Coach
thing.
Breslin has Bama, Georgia, Oregon, and Oklahoma, and Iowa. I don't like Penn State or Franklin, so I won't ever pick them.
Fair enough, Coach. Rutgers soon might be in there if they beat Michigan next week, right? They play Michigan
Yeah,
next week.
okay. Yeah. They'll lose by 30 Saturday.
I'm
Well,
with
then he
Sis on
should
that
go to
tomorrow,
USC then,
Kenny.
sis. If he's going to lose by 30, in New Jersey, then he should move to California and go to USC.
But again, he's had his shots.
I'm
He's
just
had.
messing with you, but I'm just in.
I know you are, but
advocate.
again, think about where he's been and where did he come back to? Where he should have stayed and never left in the first place. That's just my opinion.
But Kenny,
I'm
Sis
saying,
is
but
but
if
Kenny,
he's gonna
Sis
lose-
is right. Sis is right with this point. See, at Rutgers, if he beats Ohio State or Michigan or Penn,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to put they're going to put a statue out of him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
In USC,
Absolutely. And
But Kenny, in USC, he's got to compete for a national title. He's not going to win a national
you're not
title
understanding my point that I just made. If you're going to lose by 30 points to Michigan, that means you're going to lose by 30 points to Penn State, and you're going to lose by 30 points to all the other top teams. USC called you, I'm running. But he is going to compete and maybe beat Michigan. So, you know what? I'm leaning towards him not going to USC like you guys, but I would not be shocked if he goes. He ain't losing by 30 to Michigan. They're gonna come out and possibly beat Michigan. Let's do baseball real quick before we got to go. I got a little 11 games left after tonight. Got some updated playoff predictions. In or out, wild card. AL East is first. Red Sox 87 and 65. The Blue Jays and Yankees 85 and 67. And then in the West, you got the Athletics and Mariners 82 and 69. John, who's in and who's out?
Blue Jays and Red Sox.
The Yankees are out. Sis.
I'm going to agree with him. Even though I'm a Yankee fan, I don't think the Yankees are making it.
I'm going to go Red Sox and Yankees, and it's going to be the one-game playoff to see who gets in. Red Sox versus Yankees. Kurt.
I'm gonna go Yankees and Boston. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked at Toronto, but I would say Yankees and Boston.
Over in the National League, you got Cardinals 81 and 69, and you got Phillies, Reds, Padres 76 and 74. Is it the Dodgers and Cardinals, or anybody, or one of these teams that are 5 games out going to sneak in? Sis,
Just Cardinals.
anybody going against that?
I'm gonna say Dodgers, Phillies.
So the Cardinals are going to collapse at the end.
Yeah.
My question was going to be, because I thought we were all going to say Dodgers, Cardinals. Do the Cardinals have a shot, or the Phillies, if John's going to say the Phillies, of beating the Dodgers in a one-game playoff?
No.
I'm going to say the Cardinals would have a shot with Flaherty, Wainwright against the Dodgers, but it's going to be tough. Kurt, any shot the Cardinals beat the Dodgers in a one-game
I'll tell you,
playoff?
I would be like confident in the Cardinals. I mean, they've been there, done that. They've won so many postseason games like that. But I mean, I agree with Beal. I mean,
Well, actually, you know what? Let me backtrack because I didn't realize. Giants or Dodgers win the division. Who takes the division, John?
I think the Giants are gonna stay consistent to the end of the year.
I'm going to agree with you. Kurt,
I'll tell you this: I would take the Cardinals over the Giants in the wild card game if that happens.
that's fair.
But I'll tell you
Sis,
this:
Giants or Dodgers?
oh, sorry, go ahead, sis.
No, I'm right along with Kurt. If that happens, I'll be on the Cardinals.
Kenny, let me tell you
Updated
this
world-
though, Kenny. We've talked about Yankees, and we talked about the Yankees. We talked about the Mets collapse, but the most disappointing team, and changes better be made this year, is all I heard from the beginning of the year. Oh, the Padres are stacked. Look at the Padres. That just proves you. We got Machado and Tatis, and they're doing signs and chains. And listen, they're a disgrace. That team, 76 wins. I'd ship
Yep.
both of them out of there. They're a disgrace. 76 wins. They're worse than the Yankees. That team, disgrace.
He's right. He's right.
Fighting on the sidelines. Nope.
Yep.
Again, it shows you that home run garbage doesn't work. Go get
Nope.
pitching and go get people who are going to move people over. That's all they're
Base
worried
hits.
about.
Yep.
Who's their
We do
manager,
this,
Kenny?
this is off script.
Who's their manager?
This is off script. We got about 5 minutes, Kurt.
Wait, Kenny.
Off
Who's
script.
their manager?
Oh, couldn't even tell you his name, but I know who he is, though.
You want
It's that young dude.
right?
Yeah.
He would be fired.
He lost
yesterday.
that team. He lost that team for sure. Let me do this real quick, and then we'll end with our updated World Series predictions. American League MVP, Shohei Ohtani or Vlad Guerrero Jr., Kurt? I'll go Kurt Sis Beelan.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm big on the I don't care about the guys that the MVP cannot come from a team that has 72 wins. I'm going Vlad.
I echo your words, Kurt. I agree with you.
If he was so good, how's the team 72 wins?
MVP Vlad is putting up the numbers and very important piece of the Blue Jays possibly getting into a wild card from this month of September. They're having a crazy run here. So I'm going to go Vlad Jr. as well. More deserving, but I think they're going to give it to Ohtani. Sis.
Yeah, he's his dad was a great player, but he's better than his dad, no doubt.
Vlad Guerrero's batting 323. Otani's batting 247.
And only won 79 games?
And 72.
Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah,
Come
I
on.
agree.
The only I'm gonna disagree with all of you, but the only reason why I say that is because no one has done pitching and hitting consistently throughout the whole year and ever since since Babe Ruth. Okay, that's
Right.
the only way.
That's a fair argument. That is a fair
why I
argument.
give it to him because his team is 72 wins. But if the Blue Jays don't make the playoffs, that's 72 and 8 is 78 wins. That don't mean nothing.
You
doesn't
know
mean
what?
anything.
Kurt.
Kenny, I agree with that. See, if Toronto gets in, I don't think you can't give it to them. But if you don't get in, then it's fair game, Beal, and I agree with you. Then that changes things. But if this guy's leading you to the playoffs, you knock out the Yankees, and the other guy's at home winning 74 games, no.
And I'm on board with that too. but it's just funny that the Angels are going to have the most valuable player possibly. Trout won it how many years in a row, and then Ohtani. And when was the last time they were in the playoffs? I don't think Trout's ever made it to the playoffs.
No, he never made it.
And they got the most valuable player every year.
Right. They should be
Real
winning
quick,
120
nationally.
games. They got 2 MVPs on the team.
Real quick in the National League, Harper, Tatis. Kurt?
Again, Harper. He's in a pennant race. What is Tatis? Come on, the team went decreased from last year. They're worse. Nope.
And real quick, I'll go, and then I'll go Sis Beelan. Tatis arguing with teammates, that's not a most valuable player. They got into a huge argument, him and Machado. So Sis, I'll go Harper.
I'm on board, Harper.
Beelan.
It's tough. It depends on how you look at everything. Because again, like if Harper, if they don't make the playoffs, who says that? Like, I'm just gonna play a Homer fan. Who says that Freddie Freeman can't be the MVP because he's in playoffs? And Freddie Freeman's numbers are not too far behind those guys. So if they don't make the playoffs and Atlanta does. So what does that say? You got to keep it consistent.
See, that's why I agree with you, Beelan, because, Freddie, you take him off that team, do they make the playoffs? How do you give an MVP to a guy that their team is 72 and 79? What would they be, 60 wins? So instead of them being terrible, they stink? I mean, that's the MVP of the league? Like, I'm sorry, it should be where, like you're saying, if Freddie Freeman's not there, that team now, he made Atlanta. Listen, Atlanta was what, 7 games out at one point? Now they're going to win the division? That to me is a more MVP than both of those guys. I agree with Beeman.
With one of their best players out the whole year.
Right, we're right. With Acuna done.
Let's do this. We got a couple more weeks left before the playoffs, but let's go. I'll do the same order. Kurt, Sis, Beelan, give me your updated World Series matchup and winner, Kurt.
I'm sticking with it. Houston, Dodgers, and then Dodgers winning it.
Okay. Sis.
Exactly the same.
Beelan.
I'm going to go with Houston Giants. And Houston wins.
Going close with Beelan. It's been a crazy year for the Giants, and I think they get there. And I'm going to go Chicago White Sox with them. That's our little. We'll do this each week with baseball ending, coming up, playoffs. I think we got to get into some more baseball. We'll do some more topics with baseball and stuff, and we'll do this each and every week. But anything else, guys, before we do closing thoughts?
Yeah, Kurt, what's our bet with Beelan about cutting his lawn? And if he loses, we get steak dinner and lobster tail. What's that bet?
35 points. Baltimore is going to score more than 35 points against Denver's defense in 2 weeks.
Okay, so he's saying Baltimore's going to score 35 points against your boys, correct?
Yeah, next week.
And right, exactly. So if we win that bet, we're getting lobster tail and flank steaks.
Well, Sis, I'm still waiting for him. I got one wall done. He's supposed to come and do these walls. I haven't seen him yet doing these walls. He owes me for one already.
John, don't do the
Okay.
walls, John. Don't do the walls until I get Colonial Bakery, which is closing soon. So you may not have to do it till next year, John.
Hold on. I told what I told Kurt is I said his Broncos are going to have to score 35 points to win that game.
Oh,
that's exactly what I said.
So you're saying 34 points?
Okay.
The Broncos have to outscore them. They can easily score 28 points. The Ravens easily 28 points on the fucking Broncos.
Well, you just said 35, so that means 34.
So the bet's changing now. The bet's changing.
I'll keep it 34.
Okay. So the bet's changed. Okay.
I'll keep it 34. By the way, going back to the MVP race, how about no one even sees his name, but how about Adam Duvall for the Braves?
Listen, I
This
told
guy's batting 255. His average is low. 37 home runs and 107 RBIs, leading the NL.
listen.
All I got to say is the sucker bet for everybody, and I said it all along, was the Jacob deGrom MVP voters. Knew he was going to get a good chance of him getting hurt, and he was a big favorite of winning Cy Young and MVP. Knew with that kind of a year he was having, it was just a matter of time, unfortunately, before he got hurt. But let's do some closing thoughts, Kurt. Wrap it up.
I'll start it up. My Broncos go to 3-0 this week, Beelan. I'm not taking anything for granted. We're home. We should be 3-0. Then we worry about Baltimore next week. But Beelan, while you're here, I am talking positive, very positive for Manny and all Cowboy fans, and for you. Sunday, okay, 27 pass attempts, 31 rushing attempts, 198 yards rushing. Run the ball, keep your defense off the field. Dak, manage the game. And Cowboys, you win the East by 4 games. You're a competitor. Defense wins championships, sis. Beelan, no more 400 yards and all that garbage yards. Do what he did. 237 yards, throw in you have to, you will win. On the other hand, I believe it's 29 games, 29 nights before our New York Knicks open the season. I'm ready to go. Broncos up, Knicks up. Auburn, tough loss, but sis, they will beat Bama in November, and the St. John's Red Storm, sis, the Big East is back in New York. Those are my closing thoughts.
Good, sis.
Well, first of all, let's get something straight. They're not beating Bama, number one. Number two, my Seton Hall Pirates will give you guys just picked up another good kid 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, I know. I watched the papers, but we will split with you, I believe. And I want to know, does Beelan have like one of those real big barbecue things on his deck? Because when he loses this bet, we're going up there. He thinks this is a joke.
Hell yeah, we're going up there.
I want lobster tail and filet mignon.
Well, sis, you know what, sis? We're going to change this. After we go up there and he cooks, he's coming back here to finish these walls. So he's going to have a long day.
Part of the bet, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
John, you can respond.
You don't play.
Keep mine short. This is going to be a good weekend because the Broncos are going to go 2-1. And also, Clemson's going to lose to the Wolfpack on Saturday, so I'll have back-to-back days to terrorize Kurt.
Yeah.
So, go Jets, Jeff Life, and go Wolfpack. Woo!
First one I got, sis, you look great in St. John's red.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Mr. Big to get me my Seton Hall hat. That was about 2 months ago.
We can make a Christmas list of all the things we owe people. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, by the way, breaking news, 6 months now, Carson still doesn't have his K&K stuff.
I know.
I mean, this
That's
is
all right,
insane.
John. You don't have to do Kurt's pictures until I get crumb cake. So
Hold on. I think I'm still waiting a year for Kenny's Braves mask.
Oh, yeah. You and Long John, me and Jen are waiting for our Knicks mask with those.
Yeah.
Those are gone.
I forgot about your mess, John.
Those are
That's
gone.
awesome.
That I forgot.
And by the way, Kenny, let's see if Kenny has our records tomorrow with our picks for the year.
Yeah, that's good.
I got our records.
Poor Carson, still waiting on
Poor
his
Carson
shirt.
for the shirts.
That's amazing, man.
And Beelan's right with the masks. Him and Jen were going to get Knicks masks. He was going to get a Braves mask. Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Well, Paul's waiting for his Sports Illustrated picture.
Mark.
I'm waiting for crumb cake. And I think we owe each other 10 dinners at Steve's Steaks.
Yeah, that's
Clams
okay.
Casino.
You know, that's okay. That can happen. Mhm.
No, I'm joking. I'm saying we owe
I
each
know you
other
are.
everything.
Yep, it's all good.
You all made me forget my last final thought. Wits and wagers tomorrow. NC State, best bet. I'm going to Atlantic City on Saturday. I'll be doing a little live. I'll do a little live video we can put on next week from the sports book.
There you go.
I'll put my ticket up there. Give me your best bets and I'll throw them in at the sports book.
That's tomorrow night.
Atlantic City.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
All right, boys.
Very good.
Great show.
Good
Great show.
See you guys
I
next
want
week.
to thank Paul for coming on. Giants report. All our commenters and comments were hot and heavy tonight. Appreciate you all.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, I guess Pickers Amari for the football show. Wits and
good.
wagers. Have a good night, everyone.